Hi, I'm Emmy.
And I'm James.
And welcome back to The Bestiary, Monster Manual A through Z. And today, what are we talking about today, James?
The Banshee.
Banshee.
So, inspired by, of course, classic Celtic mythology, though I'm sure that obviously they exist in many other forms. What's a Banshee?
A Banshee is an elf ghost, specifically a female elf ghost. And she was cursed in life. She was beautiful but vain and proud and charismatic but manipulative and cruel. And so when this curse was placed upon her, she begins to wither and die. And ultimately, when she does finally pass from this plane, she becomes a full Banshee. And she's kind of stuck where she is there. Yeah,
can't really move away from where she died more than 4 or 5 miles, which I like actually as an aesthetic thing, because then sort of her lair and the area around it becomes influenced by this curse, and it creates a very, cool, spooky atmosphere for players to enter.
Especially because it's where she fell. So it's more, they still love beautiful things, and they will still be brought beautiful things and collect them, but they will ultimately begin to decay as well. So you can see all of the things that she once was just falling apart.
So again, like that vanity continues even into undeath, which I really like as a theme. I like it when your monsters and your villains and things, they have like a defining flaw or characteristic, and this is a great example of that. They're tragic, really, aren't
Absolutely. I think this, especially considering the way that elf souls behave in this universe, elves reincarnate. They're very much a part of this deep spiritual world, and to have their soul trapped like this and cursed like this, it's kind of the ultimate insult to elf existence.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way of thinking about it, actually. It is effectively an insult, because it's taking, especially for a being like this, the defining aspect of their beauty, and then turning that against them. Now, you're probably about as likely to talk to one of these as you are to fight them, though. They're not necessarily aggressive.
Not really, no. The chances of you needing something from a Banshee, or wanting to talk to a Banshee, or the Banshee having knowledge about something, or even just managing you to talk your way around the Banshee is probable. They are not necessarily going to come hunting for you, but they do know you're there, which is one of my favorite parts here, is that they can detect life. They know you're coming from about 5 miles away. They might not know exactly where you are.
Which is a long way.
It's a long way. They are seeing you. And if they do want to pop up and destroy you, if you've caught a Banshee on a bad day, whoops, Banshee knows where you are.
If you've, nicked something that it coveted, or insulted it, or failed to flatter it to a sufficient degree,
then that's the problem.
I like this from a DM perspective, actually, in terms of surprising players, because you don't necessarily know a Banshee is going to be there until it's almost right on top of you, because it knows you're coming, but because it also has incorporeal movement, it can be hiding in a wall, or even in the ground itself, and then just rise up or out to surprise your players with a spooky elf ghost. It's great.
One of the biggest problems when fighting these guys realistically is not necessarily that they're heavy hitters, although they have some fun things that can mess you up. We'll talk about that here in a second. But for me, one of the biggest problems with fighting these guys is it's a ghost. It's a spooky ghost, and you can't punch a ghost. Not
very well, at least.
No, they are immune to a bunch of things. They are resistant to a bunch more. So,
I mean, the list of the things that you can't really hurt them with is about as long as your arm.
Yeah.
Or at least that you can't hurt them very well with. Charisma +5 saving throw. Not many things have that. They can frighten you, sure, they can sort of turn you away, but the thing that a Banshee's probably going to open with is its wail, and, that being the W-A-I-L, not the sea living large mammal. I mean, the wail, I think, has the potential to, knock out a party in one go. It's a Constitution save, DC 13, so not huge wall to climb over, but we know the dice can be fickle, especially at lower levels, and on a success, you take a bunch of damage. On a fail, you drop to 0 instantly.
Just straight down. And this is probably her opening volley. She can do this once a day. And if you're in a conversation with her and one of you, let's say the rogue is in the back and decided to steal a plate, or if your fighter is in the front and decided to say something bad about her hair, this is what she's going to open with. And if you're all standing around in a circle, it's just lights out.
I mean, I fought one of these once as a player, and I'm there with my fighter bard thinking like, yeah, come on, let's do this. And she opens with this, and I just straight out.
Yeah.
I am out for that fight.
So these guys are thematically fun, really interesting to talk to.
And possibly a whole lot of mess to fight. Thanks for joining us again here on the Bestiary. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts on fighting Banshees, or if there's anybody you know that would fit the bill. And we really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you're enjoying our content. Thank you very much. Join us next week on the Adventurers Pack, where we look at the Basilisk. Banshee impression.